Batsi Salibonani, Dumalang Mulweni, Shabgunjan. Welcome to my views and my expressions. Mangutswa Kalugustoina, do the right thing. Comment, share, subscribe. Uchale nabangazi ukuthi we are here. Elemikama siboniso sizo wakomnikathi sibongo, and namhlanje we here to talk about the semifinals of the Nedbank Cup. I almost said the CAF Champions League. Yes, the last week have been amazing. But this is the Nedbank Cup where we have Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Marumo Gallants. So Orlando Pirates is going to face Marumo Gallants, and Kaizer Chiefs is facing Mamelodi Sundowns, and that's the game we are here to talk about. It is a preview, but as usually we are on my left I've got Msaipoz, and on my right I've got a coach Mpela, coach Abati, plumber of notes.
Once a plumber, always a plumber. For it's born too.
How's it?
Grand and ban.
Well, we have these four top teams in the Nedbank Cup. There's an opportunity for Orlando Pirates to take it for the third time in a row and defend it and make Coach Riviera happy as he leaves. Ukuthi kodwa kuzokwenzeka kanjani mina angakokwazi angazi noma wena usuyazi.
Hey, lutho angazi, but if Pirate can win it, they will be breaking the record that will stay maybe for more than another 10 years or 15 years having not been broken. That record will be very difficult, I'm telling you. Winning Nedbank Cup 3 times in a row, it will be very difficult. It will be just like the other one, where Sundowns has won the league more than 7 times in a row. So they're going for 8, 9, 10. So those records will be very difficult.
It
doesn't matter.
On my left hand side, I've got the mighty. What you find to see Mcela. Msaipoz. Amasemcela.
Asiza amahlala lapha somancane phezulu.
Amasemcela.
Awubancane phezulu.
Umkhanyana athi mnkosi.
So we are doing a preview of Kaizer Chiefs versus Sundowns semi-final. That is going to be held at Loftus later on Friday, on Sunday.
Yeah. 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we have a Kaizer Chiefs. There is an opportunity to break their trophy drought of more than 9 years now. An unheard of record in South African football. And
so it's record left, right, and center. It's records.
Why would it an unheard record? There's so many teams in the league that have not won a cup in 20 years. Like, why are you picking on the Kaizer Chiefs?
Because the Chiefs is the biggest team in the country.
So
unless we still have got more questions, but South Africa.
Golden Arrows have not won the cup. I don't know in how many years.
25 years.
The last time they won,
2008.
2008.
Who's Golden Arrows compared to Chiefs? Chiefs is the biggest team in the country, bro. You can't deny that.
Well,
by far.
No, I said piggies, but when you say they are holding the record, I don't understand why you say they are holding a record.
It's a record because
it's unheard.
It's
unheard record.
Yeah, so a team that is considered the cup kings of our football to go so far without lifting a trophy, it's a very big record, and they can't wait for it to be broken.
No, isn't it Lunga? Because also I think Pirates also went through the same thing. They just won these cups as a figure coach. I think they almost went through 10 years because they had just the last time they won the league was in 2012.
I'm not sure, but I was still in primary school.
But they didn't win anything after that until Coach Riviero.
Yeah, but as far as I can remember, I was in primary school. Yeah, I can't remember clearly, but I can remember that I was in primary school
when Pirates won the league.
Yes.
Where are you now?
I'm turning 26, 27 this year, so you can calculate.
Sooner moves.
Oh, what?
So shitty.
So it's been that long. We still.
You guys are talking nonsense. So let's analyze the games.
The songs that were sang around those years, the Big Nas and Professor were on top. They were all over the streets of South Africa. Those were the hits. Song Solvegi. Yabona maningi ama-hits. Montejo Chimali, yabo. All those years, those are very fire. Zahara was the biggest artist in the country. And Loliwe, yes, and Jacob Zuma was our president. Mugabe was the president.
No, can we move on? Can we move on with analyzing the game? Can we move on with analyzing the game? So you are Kaizer Chiefs and you hold the record Sipho that just spoke about, and of which I believe is their record, their terrible record, not binding on the league as a whole, because there are teams that have performed worse than Kaizer Chiefs as far as winning the cups is concerned. But now you are Kaizer Chiefs, a big team, and you haven't won the cups in 10 years, and the team is not doing very well on the league, and people are complaining now that we are not getting anything. So now this is the opportunity to make Amakosi happy by winning this Nedbank Cup. But the problem now is you are facing another tough team on the league, which is Mamelodi Sundowns, which is very hard to defeat. What are you doing? What is your game plan coming to this game as Coach Nabi? Who are your starting lineups? Which are the players that you are relying on?
Hey, very, very, very tough encounter. But you know, if I'm coaching Kaizer Chiefs, I'm having this thing which I need to prepare well.
Yeah.
My players, because my players will be fresher than than the one of Sundowns. That's the first thing. Second thing, I know that I'm not doing well in the league. Then I know that I only have this chance, and then I have nothing to lose. So rather, I'm going on this game. I'm going all out. Yes, I'm going all out because I have nothing to lose. If I am breaking it, I'll be on the final. Remember, as a coach, I just told the mid that now the number 3 is no longer possible. Maybe now I'm fighting for a top 8 in the league. So now the only gate towards continental competition is going through a final. Just go to the final, because if Pirate on the other side is going to the final, automatically it will be the team that is number 2 or the one that didn't win, or the one that reached the final. So going to this game, I know that I will dominate the Sundowns. I know that I will frustrate the Sundowns because even in the previous game, you could see, especially when I was having my player there, what I frustrated the Sundowns. I dominated them in the midfield. I went with them pound to pound psychologically. My players, they don't want to lose against Sundowns because we have been the laughing stock for the longest time. So my lineup, I will make sure that we will go with obvious. We have Uvuma because I don't have a choice. Then I will have Udo.
If you had a choice, because I don't have a choice.
Hey, Baba, there is no choice. Hey, Baba, hi. And then also, yes, Peterson, man. When was the last time Peterson played? And then now we throw him on this big game against the Sundowns. So rather we will go with Uvuma, and then we'll go with Solomons, then we'll go with Msimang, obvious, no Miguel. Hey, I have a big problem. I will go with Dove. Hey, still Dove. Hey,
so Dove is still out.
Yeah, it's still out.
Okay.
They'll go to Dove, because now we've been, also Dove, but it disappointed me. But in the previous games, I started with to cross. Now you could see that man is not well, but for experience, I'll go with Dove, and then I will start with Umtetwa together with Yusuf Mart. Then my number 10 will be Usirin, and then my left wing will be Utuba, and then my right wing will be Ulilepo, and then my striker will be Morrison. We're going them pound to pound. So what I'm trying to do, I will just make sure that I'm controlling the midfield. When I'm defending deep, maybe with a 5-4-1, but when I'm going out, maybe I'm using a 2-3-5 and making sure that I'm controlling the midfield. I'm going direct at back. I'm using the wings to penetrate, and then whenever they trying to press us, then we go through Morrison, and then Morrison will do he hold up play, and then go to the wings to Abo Sereno or Tuba, and then they kite in. Then we try to find the scoring opportunities and use our opportunities from there. And then now the players like Mtetwa, they will make sure that they make sure that Repero doesn't play, because we have seen once we frustrate Repero 50+1% of the chances that we have frustrated Sundowns, we are on the edge. When we make sure that whenever he's having the ball, maybe he should be having the ball there around 40 yards towards the halfway mark, because he must not come around the 18 yard, because whenever he comes driving with the ball there, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So when I'm going there, I'm making sure that I'm trying to control the game as much as possible. And then whenever Sundowns, because Sundowns, I know there will be moments where they will be having possession, then they coming at us, then we catch them with the long balls. Other than that, we're dominating them. We go through the wings, and then we see that how they're going to respond.
Well, well, that's quite an interesting way of looking at it and saying that want to dominate the center. And I'm also looking at Mamelodi Sundowns at the center. I think that is their strong point. Abomkwena, Adams, and Allende there.
You're counting the very same players that we dominated the last game. The three of them were there, but we dominated still. So we'll repeat it.
Well, I get it. That's it. Ngamakhosi coach Mpela ubona kanjalo, but we also have a Sundowns, and you are coach Cardoso. You've been performing well in the league. You are at the verge of winning the league, but Pirates is still here. And you are on the semi-final week of Champions League. Fuchina Corner, you are doing quite well. And now you have another opportunity for the Nedbank. So you have an opportunity to get a treble on this season. So now, coming to this game to face the mighty Amakhosi, which you've defeated like in the past 9 or 10 games. But this is a different ball game because it's a cup competition. It's a semi-final. And Amakhosi are injured. They want to win something to make Ama fans happy. Now, what do you do as a coach? Because you also want to take into consideration because you have a game the following week, your CAF Champions League, where you also want to perform very well. So, who are you bringing in? What is your starting lineup? What is the thinking, the way, the system that you are playing as Coach Cardoso?
Hey, it's tough, Mfeso. I think this is the fourth fixture between the two sides this season. We've got 2 legs in the league. We've got the Carling Cup, and so it's gonna be interesting and tough. But see, for Sundowns, risk, but at the same time they have to continue applying what everyone knows who's apply and you can't change much because your key players that were injured, they never got an opportunity to play in games of lower consequences, so you can't introduce them now. But if our Sundowns, I would have wished after watching yesterday's game, I would have wished to have Sembazwane match. Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't just introduce him.
When you say yesterday's game, what game are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Champions League game.
Okay, the game that was played on Tuesday.
Yes. So you, by looking at that game, I'm seeing the over-reliance on Lucas Ribeiro. Yes, he's good, but he's been put under enormous pressure now that the coach now starts to introduce other sales who is supposed to be playing in that number 10 role and maybe take Ribeiro outside on the flanks, but he hasn't really had any sensible impact yes, he's shown the glimpses, but now there's no time for somebody who's shown the glimpses. We want tried and tested. So, yeah. But going into the lineup, we'll go with the same lineup. Maybe we may change with the centre backs, maybe by introducing Koza and resting maybe one of the two centre backs between Suarez no Grant Kekana. But you won't play them three. We'll just use your two centre backs, and then on the left hand side, I will play with an Aseko Tiwani, and then on the right hand side I will play with Kulisom Tau. Obviously center. I'm not sure we'll see injani mileage umkwena, but I've seen him in almost every game. He's at Downs. Itanki liya ngokugcwala manje, but this is the time where he has to show ilo character yakhe. Ngizomboyisa ngithi akazodlala la center, and then obviously Allende will be there, and then Jaden Adams will be there. Just ahead of them will be Ripero, and then front will have Shalulile and Reines. Start with those players, and then make sure Utumrena, Tertius Matthews are closer in the bench and other sales to try and change the game if Bonangalo will see a clock, or maybe go to the extra time.
You talk about Tiwani, and Divine Lunga have given you a divine performance on Tuesday in the CAF Champions League. So now, why is he out?
It's not a matter of what's the measurement of performances Divine Long, but we need to understand that we have a quality level.
You just said you wanted team players that are performing, not those who are being tested.
Duan is not tested. He's playing, and he's never given a below par performance.
So he's a better option than Divine Lunga.
Equally, it's not a matter of who's better and who's not better. You need to understand there's a stiff competition there, so there's going to be a rotation, and our games are fun. When Divine Lunga, I recommend him more on CAF Champions League games, because there you are faced with a lot of long balls that needs to head, and you have to keep in shape there. And then Tiwani gives a lot of those qualities, although he's not a taller player, but he hasn't had a very bad game since Figile Sundowns. So I see no reason why I shouldn't consider him when I'm talking about the lineup at Sundowns. So with those reasons, that's why I would want to go for him.
Okay. Well, you have said a mouthful. Your lineup, or the way that you think Sundowns should approach the game. And Coach Mpela have also indicated his predicted lineup and the way he thinks Kaizer Chiefs should approach the game. But now, my last questions to you, Coach Mpela. Who is taking this game? Who is going to the finals?
I see extra time, Sundowns winning 1-0.
An extra time.
Extra time. This will be a very difficult game. Very difficult game. There won't be many opportunities, clear-cut chance opportunities. Even though, and then if I was having Ucele in my lineup, and then I was sure that I was
going
to win.
You're emphasizing Ucele namhlanje.
If Ucele was there, I knew that I was going to win at all cost. But as a Chiefs, but because Ucele won't be there, but I know that I can frustrate Sundowns, maybe till the extra time. Maybe they can defeat me. If it's a lotto, we go to the penalties, then the Showcase will win in penalties, because Sundowns have never been good on penalties.
Ooh. Cypos, Utsubano ithathayo, and what is your scoreline?
It's going to penalties. As Coach Mpela shilo, he came as for in one season. It's not nice to play one opponent for this long. Yeah, so kuna le element which is isikhathele manje yabo. So they are going to try and close the spaces as much as they can, and try and enjoy pressure, because Sundowns will have more position, but when you close them down in the middle of the park, and the spaces are repaired, keep a ball for Reines no Shalulil, it's going to be frustrating for them. And the more Chiefs prolongs, ukuthi inga-concedes, the more Sundowns will be frustrated, which may result to ukuthi igame iye ku-extra time or i-Chiefs maybe igcine ikorile now.
Okay, so if it goes to extra time or penalties, who is winning?
Ronald Williams will then deliver the final for Sundowns in the penalties.
So you're saying Sundowns will win?
Yeah.
Well, good people. It sounds like nobody between the two gentlemen is for Kaizer Chiefs, because both of them, they are saying Mamelodi Sundowns to win. And the irony is both on penalties. That's insane. But if Taylor was present, you said it was going to be a win for Kaizer Chiefs. For me, but I would love to hear. I would love to hear from the people. I would love to hear from the comment section. But I can definitely assure you that we're going to experience an excellent game between Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs, and it's going to be at the Loftus Stadium, and hopefully, Arizuguna, Imalingananga. Hopefully, Alzuba Manzi ground, because we don't want to see people slippering there. We want to witness perfect and amazing games. This is my views, my expressions. Please do subscribe, share, channel. We are here. From me, we are out of here. One team, Cyprus.
Aidibane Sunday.
Yabo.
Ngithi ayawadlulela ama game, hopefully when the final is playing, maybe it will be party VAR. That's my wish.